in MLS Aces Podcast. This is your host, Tom Sweezy, once again joined by Jason Vivang for episode 339. I am in the face of the sun right now. Jason, how are you doing over in Chicago?
I'm good. Listeners, if you don't hear the preamble,
Yeah,
we've been on for a minute talking already.
It's really exciting stuff about how
It's really not exciting. But
I create multiple meeting rooms every podcast recording instead of using the same one. So
it's good. We're doing good. Everything's great.
Everything is great. Well, Jason, yeah, go ahead.
We had midweek MLS, so that's always fun.
Midweek,
better transfers than normal, I feel like, or more interesting.
Well, the transfer window kicks off today officially. If we're recording this on Thursday, it's dropping today, Thursday, because we had to do it a day late. It's all good. Episode still here for you guys this week. That's all I care about, all we care about. But yeah, I think a transfer window is officially opening, so we're going to see a lot of moves kind of officially popping off, and I think it's going to be, from what it seems like, with the rumors floating out there, reports, Tom Bogert doing his holy work and everything like that in between, it seems like this could be a very fun summer transfer window. I kind of thought it would be a slow one because of how late it's technically falling in the calendar year. Like, I think in previous years it was like the beginning of July compared to, what it's going to be in officially, almost the third week of July in a few days. So I don't know. I thought it was going to be slow, but apparently not.
Here we are. Well, we're starting off with a bang a little bit here.
Yes, exactly. Let's just go straight into it, and definitely news people are going to love, have no issues with, not want to, burn down the MLS headquarters and everything in between. I will just say this move is also not officially official, but it's been many people have reported it, so I'm going to just count it as official. But Inter Miami have signed Argentine international midfielder Rodrigo De Paul on loan from Atletico Madrid. The 31-year-old central midfielder obviously has won a World Cup and 2 Copa Americas with Argentina, has played for Atletico Madrid, Udinese, Valencia, and Racing Club, I'm pretty sure, if I did that off the top of my head correctly. 487 career games. The dude's been around the world. He played 53 games in total for Atletico last year. Obviously a top talent globally still, even, that he's over the hump of 30 years old, and is a dude that knows Lionel Messi very, very
loves well. Lionel Messi.
Yeah, that's his guy, that's his brother. I get it, but obviously if everyone's doing the math at home, Jason, Inter Miami have 3 DP spots filled.
Keep your calculator. Put them away. It's not worth trying, because I did try.
Look, I can explain what I think or how I think legally.
You can explain it, and I'm sure you're going to do a great job of it, but we're all going to sit here and go, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel legal. It doesn't.
Okay, so I will give my same speech as I gave for Gareth Bale when that happened and he wasn't a DP. Pretty much, if you do something that's off the books, if you promise something off the books, then I think it can happen, period. And it is not legal.
Yeah, we'll buy you a house and also give you a bunch of shit on the side.
Pretty much.
I mean, you could argue that's Messi's deal, too.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think on top of it, obviously this deal initially being a loan for 2025 allows Atletico Madrid to eat some of the salary, making him a high-level TAM player instead of a DP contract. And it all is legal by the books, 100%. And
just gaming the books. Also, if let's think of a team. Like Dallas did this, no shot it's going by, right?
No, that's where I disagree.
You think this is fine if any club does it?
I think every club should try to do it.
I don't think every club has the weight to be able to do it.
That was the conversation I more wanted to bring up, right? Obviously, look, on the field, Rodrigo De Paul is going to bring an absolute, world-class talent.
Well, yeah, he's definitely an upgrade. I mean, Busquets is, no offense, tired and old.
I think he could play next to Busquets, and it could
probably be beneficial, but yeah. No matter what, it's an upgrade.
Exactly. So I'm not even getting onto the field, right? It's an obvious world-class talent coming into a team that has Busquets, Messi, Alba, Suarez, every young Argentine or Paraguayan that's looked pretty good in the last few years, whatever it may be, right? So obviously Inter Miami, good. They got even better. But in terms of the conversation around, I think every MLS team should try to do it. And there is the large obvious the large cloud looming that not every MLS team is located in Miami, New York, LA, Toronto, probably Chicago.
Growing in Toronto was kind of crazy. But
Toronto's gotten global stars. They got Eshkian and Insigne, and they're a big cultural city. So
it's more not everyone has yes, it's Miami makes a big difference for sure, but also this is because of Messi.
Yes.
LA could probably, one of the LA teams could definitely pull this off.
They did it with LAFC did this with Gareth Bale, period.
It's definitely doable, but it just feels not great, personally. I'm not calling them out. I'm not saying, you're saying go for it, right? If you can get away with something like that, make your team better, why would you not take every opportunity to make your team better?
Exactly.
You're literally being stupid by not doing it.
Exactly.
But it's also it's yes, by the book, it's legal, but it feels like a gray area a little bit.
Does it feel icky? Kind of. And I do think that there's MLS fans out there, and I've already seen it on social media. I've seen it on our own social media, Jason, that people are just pissed off because it's Miami, Messi, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying I disagree fully with those sentiments, but at the same exact time, I think you're just slightly a little upset that your team isn't trying to do this, or your team.
Well, they might be trying. They're just not going to be able to.
Yeah, I think every single organization should try to spin it the best possible way they can. Do I think, the Colorado Rapids can't be pushing Miami beaches and playing with Messi and all of that? I think you can convince someone to have some really nice skiing in Denver or
and then they get hurt and they're out the whole year.
I'm just saying, I think you have to.
No, there's definitely, you use every opportunity you can. There's no chance that the Fire aren't using the fact that it's Chicago as one of their big selling points. The whole point, that new stadium, they're going to use that as a big selling point going forward. We're going to probably get players. They like good facilities. They like amenities. They like being in places that, no offense to some clubs, aren't in, right? Even in Chicago, we don't get the same people that LA ever has gotten. New York.
I mean,
you think Shaqiri's on the same level as Zlatan?
Do I think Bastian Schweinsteiger and Rodrigo
that was big?
Are in a very comparable conversation? Sure.
But we're not comparing. That's comparing. You have to compare the fourth player on that team, or second or third, to Rodrigo De Paul. This is that was the best player. That was the best signing we made. Of the biggest, I guess.
Okay. I don't disagree.
That's like saying Nemanja Nikolic is the same level of profile. And I'm not saying he wasn't great for us. I'm just simply saying it's the profile of player coming in is different.
I agree. And yes, it's not that there's one or two or even three players on this roster. There's 5, 6.
There's also Beckham behind it all.
Yes,
everybody knows who Beckham is.
To me, I'm still of the belief that people are just upset, mainly just because it's Miami, it's Messi, and their club isn't doing it. And the can't do it argument to me is the one that I disagree with. Every club can do it. You just have to an extent.
I think I fall somewhere in the middle, because not every club can do this. Messi wasn't going to any club. Messi was going to one club.
Sure. Not every club can maybe pull, as of how it looks.
Your example with Colorado, I don't think this is ever happening in the history of the Colorado Rapids.
But can the Colorado Rapids...
Actually, well, maybe they're actually a good example, because aren't they owned by Stan Kroenke?
Yes. I'll take this maybe a different conversation. I'm not even talking about having, 6, 7, 8 dudes on this roster that all, according to MLS rules, probably shouldn't be on the same roster at one time when you're talking just salary
They're
cap.
just finding loopholes or whatever. I mean, dude, MLS paid for Messi, basically.
I mean, yes.
And we're all benefiting from it. So, like, at the end of the day, this is like, I agree. Like, we shouldn't really be that angry that Miami was able to do this. It definitely feels like sort of shady.
And I'm not even saying I'm calling out markets. It is what it is. I'm not saying I want the Rapids, RSL, Vancouver, whatever it may be, to have 8 guys all on one roster that should never exist or could never exist with the existing MLS rules, right?
We want better teams, and then we also complain when teams get better. Not us personally, but I mean, like, the MLS fan bases as a whole want a higher level of on-field success in terms of MLS as a league, their specific teams, everything, competitiveness. But then we also get mad when people get better.
Yeah, because again, I don't want the Colorado Rapids to have we
have to stop using the Rapids because, like, the Rapids are. Okay. The thing is, this also guarantees nothing. Look at last season.
For sure. I'm just saying, do I think, right, if the Houston Dynamo brought Rodrigo De Paul in on, a TAM level contract instead of a DP level contract, now you have all this other salary space to build out a deeper roster to go out and compete and be better than 99% of the league. 100%. And that, I'm not saying go have a roster of 17 DPs. I'm saying go have a roster of 5, 6 DPs and take 3 of them off of your books because you can figure out.
You know what would work too? Just adding a few DP spots.
Well, the larger
something we've been talking about for years is just
conversation.
What if we have 4 or 5? Like what?
Yeah.
Teams aren't using 3. Okay, they have no right to complain if you don't have 3 DPs on your roster.
Don Garber and MLS executives and club owners really need to look at the rules.
I know the fans have nothing to do with it, but, like, I don't feel like you can be mad if your team that you root for doesn't even have 3 DPs. Like, be mad at your team.
Yeah. If you're not using, right, because you can do the 2 DP 4.
Right. Oh, yeah. Now it's like, what, 5?
2 and 4. It's 3 and 3,
6.
2 and 4.
Yeah.
If you're not using those rules to its fullest, because there is a benefit of 2 and 4 and getting extra GAM and buying down contracts, there's 100% a benefit.
Basically, if you're not filling those 6 slots in any way that the team wants to, then you probably you can't really be mad.
I agree.
Especially if you're in charge, like the owners and stuff.
Do you feel good about this Rodrigo De Paul Inter Miami conversation? I don't know if I feel good. I'll be perfectly honest.
You mean, like, do I feel like we can move on, or do I feel like actually good about the move? Like, do I think it's going to help him? Yeah.
I guess for our conversation of moving on.
Oh.
Anything else you want to add? I do feel good about them. Yes. That too. I don't know. I don't want to beat a dead horse.
No, I don't have that much to add. Like, I feel like I don't know. It's in the grand scheme of things, like, it's really not. A, doesn't guarantee them anything.
No.
And B, like you said, use all the stuff that you can, that if maybe, like the Rapids can't get the same situation, but like you said, they can maybe find another way to get a really good player on a lower deal or something. I don't know.
I can say this, and this is no disrespect to any of the markets I've named. New York City FC, right? This is a market that should be doing the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Miami's doing, and they don't. And I'm annoyed by that. I am not annoyed that Inter Miami is doing every role twist that they can to bring in top-tier talents.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed that New York City FC is trying to bring in Kevin De Bruyne. Right?
I think that's the point. It should be like, don't be mad at them for doing it. Be mad at your team for not doing it. And then we can just stop talking about it.
Facts. I like that. That's ended with that. I like that a lot. You worded that so much better, Jason. That's why we're a team. All right, let's move on to a fan.
I feel like we should move on to the other Atletico Madrid because they're kind of tied together a little bit.
Okay.
Unless you want to stay in MLS, which I'm totally fine with.
No, we can quickly talk about it because there's actually a few different Atletico Madrid's all over the U.S. soccer world right now. So the USMNT, right? Johnny Cardoso is heading from Real Betis to Atletico Madrid for roughly $34 million. Johnny is leaving Betis after only joining the club in January of last year. Last season, he had 4 goals and an assist in 46 games played for the club and for Betis, and was a pretty consistent starter. I mean, we've had this texting conversation, and I feel like we've partially said it on the show, Jason.
Yeah, I don't know how deep we want to go on this because I'm not like totally in or out on this, but let's just you go ahead and then we'll get to it.
I will say, I think I can say this in like 3 or 4 sentences. I'm rooting for Johnny Cardoso to succeed at Atletico Madrid because I only think that will benefit the USMNT. I personally have never watched a game where Johnny Cardoso wows me in an extent to go to a top-tier club globally for this amount of money. I am not a soccer scout or a soccer expert, so I am not right about a lot of things, and I just want U.S. soccer players to succeed. Those are my 4 sentences.
I don't know if I could say it any better. I feel very similar, and we've texted about it a little bit, and it's just like, when I see this, I was shocked a little bit. I was like, I get that he had a good season. And I'm not going to sit here and say I watched like 15. I didn't even watch 5 Real Betis games. My point is, like, yeah, he probably did have a good season, but 34 million. And when I've ever watched him, I agree. Like, I think I brought it up recently, like in that recent camp, like, Tillman stood out to me, for example, of a player that like deserves the move. Like that makes sense when he got his move. This one, I just don't. I haven't personally seen it either. And like you said, we're not scouts. Somebody that's way more equipped to evaluate talent is making these calls. And obviously, I wish him the best. I think he has a lot of room to grow. So maybe he becomes like a really, really good player. And then we can translate that into U.S. soccer games. I guess that's the only hope for me.
And I mean, look, I was saying it not that long ago that Malik Tillman was a dude that I never saw it with the USMNT. I never really also got a chance to watch too many PSV games.
These guys are also young. Like Cardoso's 23 still.
Exactly. And that's my point. And to just
both of them are 23, actually. So they're actually a good example to compare them.
Johnny Cardoso could potentially have a Malik Tillman breakout-esque performance with Atletico, and I hope he does. And Malik Tillman, he has completed his transfer from PSV to Bayern Leverkusen for roughly $46 million. Tillman leaves PSV as a 2-time Eredivisie champion last year. He had 16 goals and 5 assists in 34 games for the Dutch Giants. I mean, very well deserved. We've known this news for a while, so it's nothing like, oh my God, where is this coming from?
And I think we've definitely talked Malik Tillman a lot, so I'm going to probably not say too much, but very happy with this. I think it's going to do well.
And to close the loop on the third piece of Atletico Madrid news that I promised on this podcast, Thiago Almada, his name is coming back up on this podcast. Almada has been transferred from Lyon to Atletico Madrid. So initially, when Almada got sold from Atlanta United to Eagle Holding Football Group, if that whole fun thing, that was an initial transfer fee of $21 million. Now, after this transfer from Lyon to Atletico, with the sell-on percentage and clause and all that stuff that Atlanta had on the transfer, it is now up to $30.7 million.
When are they going to get this money?
Well, yeah, Lyon also apparently, or Eagle Holding hasn't apparently paid Atlanta United yet, so that's a big old.
I mean, the money might get higher because isn't it like fines that they have to just pay more for the transfer? I think I read that.
I don't know if that counts in like the transfer money though.
Maybe not. Yeah.
So with this, right now, whatever, this $30.7 million is the largest outbound transfer in MLS history. So what we said a few years ago on this podcast, Jason, of Thiago Almada should be the largest outbound, largest transfer out of the league. It's now officially true. So look at us. Maybe we are right sometimes. It just takes.
I think it's going to get broken too eventually. Yeah. I mean, with some of these younger guys leaving, I don't know.
Yeah. And we can move right into another youngish guy leaving the league, Patrick Agyemang, and another USMNT transfer here. So Charlotte FC have sold striker Patrick Agyemang to Derby County in the EFL Championship for a club record $8 million. The deal can rise to $10 million with potential add-ons. And Jesus, sorry, I had dinner right before we ate, and that just hurt. And Agyemang has there's a sell-on percentage for Agyemang, so Charlotte can even make some more money on this. Agyemang this year had 8 goals and 2 assists in 18 games. He finishes his Charlotte career with 22 goals and 5 assists in 72 games. And I think my last little piece of fun fact information here is he is the largest transfer of a guy sold out of being drafted from the Super Draft. So shout out Patrick Agyemang.
What was Daryl DK, like 5?
I think Daryl DK was like 6'5" or something like
this
that.
This is a very, I like this move a lot because it feels like he could help Derby County a decent amount and probably get a lot of minutes. And it's not one of those MLS young Americans to Europe that's way too big of a club and way too big of a profile that they just have to sit around. Honestly, it feels like a Daryl DK move, but I just pray that it doesn't go down the same injury route.
Well, Daryl DK had a little bit more of an injury history than what Patrick Agyemang.
Well, he also was playing like 80 games. Like this is happening with the preseason still, I think, for probably 3 more weeks that he might be able to.
I guess my only concern is this, right? Like we said it last episode with Diego Luna, right? Like if Diego Luna makes a move to Europe because RSL want to, cash in on him, could that ruin playing time, ruin performance, and now he doesn't make a 2026 World Cup roster?
But it could help too.
Look, it's a risk. It's an inherent risk, and risks sometimes pay off and sometimes they don't. And there is a risk here of Agyemang going to the championship and playing for Derby County and, hand up. I don't keep up with Derby County on the regular. I don't know what they're projected to be this next season. I don't know if they're projected to score a bunch or just be a mid-tier club or whatever. If Agyemang and Derby County are pushing for a promotion and, he's scoring in bunches, then yeah, it's great. And right, he's already
They finished last year in 19th.
Oh, not great. I'm just going to say that. It's not great.
Yeah.
So maybe...
I don't know what... I can maybe try and find, odds or something.
It's really okay. I just think, while playing at Charlotte, he proved to be Pochettino's guy, right? He's been called into a few different camps, whatever. Now there's a chance he goes to Derby and he kind of falls off a cliff. That is my concern. I'm not saying it will happen. That's my concern. But obviously, I think Tom Bogert and David Goss have been reporting heavily that, he's going to receive, a salary increase of, 10 times what he was making at Charlotte, right? So, deserved for the money, and I get it. And he's 24. He came out of college, so he did lose a few professional years. So he has to kind of pick that up and speed that up. I get it. I have my concerns about the club he's going to, not the fact that he's going to the championship or anything like that.
They are plus 4,000, I think, to win the league. I don't know how. I don't bet sports. I don't know how it works really. They look like they're in the bottom. Not they're like 9th from the bottom in terms of odds.
Okay, that's not. Yeah, see, I don't love it. You're not making me love this move even more, Jace.
I mean, I'm just trying to get some more context to the move. I hear what you're saying. I get the decision. I think if you're going to make a move to Europe, I like this. Sure, would I like it to be, a team that's in the top 6 teams of the championship? Yeah, of course. But it's a decent amount of money move. It seems to me like you said, I don't watch a lot of Derby County. Hopefully he's going to be starting most of these games or playing a big role. And in that case, I'm happy with it. Can he play them into a good position in the league? Maybe. Maybe they're still making moves and those odds aren't adjusted completely. Yeah. I don't know how much it will. I don't know how to say this. I don't think it will hurt him any more than just staying in MLS could have. I get there's a risk because you're going to a new country. It's a different league. I don't know the transition, right? It may be harder, maybe easier. I don't know. It probably depends on the player. It's definitely a physical league, but so is MLS. as long as he's playing consistently, and I hope that was something that was discussed, what his role would be, and then I'm fine with it. And I think he can easily keep himself in the hat for the World Cup. And it's one of those things where I don't think Poch really cares where the players are playing necessarily. Like, I think, sure, if Agyemang has 20 goals at Derby County, but then, Balogun has 20 goals or something, he's going to rate that one higher. But my point is, like, I don't know if he's going to pick the people who are in form, I think. And if Agyemang is in form at Derby County, he's going to be at least considered.
I 100%.
Which is where he's at now. He's just being considered. Like, we just talked about this a week ago. There's so many players that are just considered. We don't know.
I'm just saying, I think to me, there seems like there's more of a risk than not of playing it safe.
You would have preferred he stayed in MLS till after the World Cup and then made a move to something like Derby, or bigger, considering he maybe has a better.
If
I guess, like, the only thing I think is I don't see going to Derby now being that different than just staying at Charlotte.
I think Charlotte, he's guaranteed he's the starting striker of a team moving into a World Cup year.
That is true.
He's not.
That's definitely true.
Do I have faith in Patrick Agyemang that he will be the starting striker at Derby next season and play a bunch of minutes? 100%.
I was going to say, like, I feel like he's good enough to be the number 9 90-minute starter.
I just personally think there is a risk that we'll see how that risk pays off. The risk could be great.
I think, like, we've seen MLS players go to the championship before and have success.
Yeah.
I think the leagues seem to be roughly, obviously the Premier League's a step up, but, like, it doesn't seem like it's that much of a step up from MLS to championship. Maybe it is. Maybe people are going to listen to that and be like, "You're an idiot." I don't know.
I think it is. I
think it's a step up, but that will only make him better potentially. But I agree. Like, can he start though for like the 15th best team and 19th best team in that league? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, he has the talent to do that.
I think he could start for how many teams are in the championship?
24, I think. 24, 25.
Okay. I think he could start for 20 of the 24 teams.
Yeah.
I think he's that good of a talent.
So in that case, like, you're basically saying he's gonna be the starter. Like, obviously we don't know, but if he is, he's the full-time starter, which that's my point of, like, hopefully in their discussions it was like, you're a key player, you're gonna be starting. It's like me negotiating on FIFA and I just put everyone as starter.
I was gonna say, if I'm playing Football Manager, I'm the star player.
I'm putting star player for everything. Yeah, come on over, and then they get mad at you within like 3 weeks. No, but I think realistically, like, hopefully they said, like, you're going to be our starting forward.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I think this is a great move.
I'm going to transition us. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that was a long hey, we get into the weeds a little bit sometimes.
We've talked 4 topics in like 28 minutes. I'm here for
Not even a single. It's all players too.
I mean, look, it's a transfer window, folks. We're talking transfers. It is what it is. NYCFC, they have signed a new DP number 10, which has been much needed since the departure of Santi Rodriguez this past offseason. They've signed DP attacking midfielder Nicolas Fernandez Mercau from Atletico FC in the Spanish second division. 25-year-old, different kind of profile than what we've seen from NYCFC in recent transfer windows. Last year, he had 7 goals and 10 assists in 36 games, primarily playing in, like I said, the Spanish second division. Before that, not much success, but last year was a pretty big breakout year for Mercau. New York City FC also transferred away Burke Risa back to Molde, where he had some success, won some titles, won some trophies, played 18 games this year for New York City. I don't know how much I want to get into the weeds on Mercau. I'm very much excited about the move.
10 minutes later.
You cannot. No, I'm not.
I know.
You cannot expect Maxi Morales at almost 40 years old to be the only true creative piece on this team. And if you watch New York City play, there's not a lot of creativity going on. So my hope is that he is, and I think I texted this to you.
Yeah.
He is a Cucho Hernandez-esque profile, a little bit.
He's one of the best MLS players in the last 5 years.
A little bit. I mean, more of the profile, but I'll take that too. He's a little bit older. He's not a 19-year-old, 18-year-old who's never left Argentina or Brazil before or anything like that. I want to see him come in and kind of take control and be the star of this team. You know, this is a perfect setup. Apparently, this was more of a City Football Group signing and placing him at New York City rather than New York City specific, which I think kind of means something. CFG isn't just going around signing anyone, which is kind of nice. So
it also could mean you only have him as a rental, kind of. But
you know,
if that's the case, he's probably really good.
How long was Cucho really in Major League Soccer? What, 2-3 years, right?
At least 3 years.
So if I'll take him for 3 years, that's fine.
Okay. My favorite thing about it is the age. Like, It's not a move. It's a guy literally going into his prime. So if it's 3 years, you're getting probably some of the best 3 years of his career. And if he tears it up and moves on after 2, maybe, you can't complain about that. That's great.
No, and look, and if this is the final club of his career and he wants to play out the rest of his career here, then look, hopefully you have a star player for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and that's it, you know. And hopefully he is the next Maxi Morales, and that worked out a lot when Maxi was playing in his prime for us.
Yeah, so, I vaguely remember you guys won something.
We won something right here, you know.
When they hung that tiny banner.
Yeah, I hope they put out the biggest fucking banner possible when they open up this.
That would be so good. No, you know what? The fans need to do a TIFA of just the banner.
Just overcompensate as fuck.
That actually, I would love that. I feel like that would be the best thing to do.
I will be sharing this with all the New York City podcasts that I know. All right, so let's keep it moving. Columbus Crew, they are on the verge of a much bigger signing, which we'll talk about next week potentially if it comes to fruition. But they did make a signing this past week. They signed U22 Initiative left winger, left wing back Hugo Picard from Ligue 2 side. I just went Ligue 2, and I'm gonna Americanize the shit out of this. Guingamp. I don't really never know how to say it.
It's French, so good luck.
Yep, that's it.
Guingamp.
So the 22-year-old had 5 goals and 11 assists last year in the French second division. Already has a little over 100 games played in his young career. Jason, I know you like that. You say it a lot. So give me your Hugo Picard type of thought here.
What did you say I like? His game?
You like young players that have
Oh, yeah. I mean, I never really actually go back and remember which players I say that about and to check if it meant something. So cut that part out. No, I do like – I love it when I see a player that's like 22 and has 100 games. Also, I'm going to verge on the safe side and trust Issa Tall and Wilfred Nancy in that front office.
That's fair. That is fair.
I think this probably is going to be a successful move. And at the very least, he'll – fit the system. I'm almost positive he will fit whatever system Wilfred Nancy wants him to be doing.
And if he is a Wilfred Nancy signing, I'm assuming super versatile. I'm assuming he'll play left wing back. I'm assuming he'll push up the field. I'm assuming this kid might play some striker. I don't know. He might play goal.
We have high hopes for him, honestly.
Anytime the Crew make a signing, I have high hopes.
I mean, he has 10 goals and 15 assists as like a left wing back. Like that's pretty good stats.
Yeah, he's a very versatile. From what the research I've done, very versatile.
Would love to be able to sit here and be like, I watched 16 Guingamp games last year, but I can't say I did.
I haven't. You know, really Major League Soccer takes a major focus of my soccer watching annually. That's
Premier League.
Yeah,
I watch a lot of Premier League.
It's probably next. I watch a little Serie A. Actually, I enjoy the Serie A, I have to say. That one's maybe creeping up there into Premier League territory.
I'm okay without it.
Fine. Hey,
there's some good Americans in there, though.
Everyone's got different tastes, Jason. It's fine.
Nope, it's not.
The only thing that I wanted to say about the move when I initially posted about it on Blue Sky and on Twitter and whatnot was that he seems very much Max Arfsten mold. There was some reports that Max Arfsten was getting some bids I don't know. Maybe it's a little hint that Arston could be on the move sooner rather than later, but we will see. The last major move that anytime it's a U22 or a DP move, I always like to just kind of make sure we touch on them here.
Yeah, there's one I'd like to talk about just because it made me sad.
I think I know what it is.
You already do know what it is for sure.
Louis City, they've signed U22 initiative center back Falu Fall from the Norwegian First Division. I think St. Louis, right, has not been the season that they've expected. So I think they're kind of just in a little bit of a rebuild, revamp. He is going to be a U22 initiative signing. Like I said, he is a current Senegal youth international. Norway's season is going on right now. So in this current season, he has 2 goals in 12 games played. The last Senegal center back named Fall that played in Major League Soccer got sold to Barcelona. So that's maybe a target to hit.
I really just like U22 initiative signings to begin with because we get to kind of speculate and then watch and hope, it actually turns into something crazy good because all of them have the potential to be just insane signings.
Yeah. A lot of them have hit too, which has been fun. So there's been some that haven't, but
none more than Jan Duran. I think we just got more money from them again.
Honestly, yes. I think you're just going to keep raking in
the sell-on clauses are great.
But somehow, until he's 40, he's been...
But we never even got to have a tiny bit of success with him. He was so good, and he was gone too soon.
Hey, he's paying the long term, okay?
He is definitely paying for some of the players that we have now.
All right, there's about 10 more moves on here that I'm not going to mention. But, Jason, what is the one move that you want to mention?
I shouldn't have even set it up like that. It's so stupid.
I need you to say
I just want to say Leo Chu is leaving MLS from FC Dallas to FC Alverca in what league is that?
Portuguese first.
Portuguese. Yeah. So I always loved him. I thought he was going to be really good. Still hoping for it.
I will always remember Leo Chu's one this season and his one career FC Dallas goal. That is what
You won't remember that 2-week stretch at the beginning of
he had 16 assists in 3 games,
Seattle season where it was wait a second, this guy's insane, and then it just really didn't.
Leo Chu, when you watch him play, I think there's a lot of talent.
That's why I like him, man. When you watch him play, you're how is this guy not the best player on the team?
When he's on, and
then you watch an extra 10 minutes.
And then you watch him play the rest of the 35 minutes. And okay. Leo Chu, we knew you for a while, Leo Chu.
Friend of the pod,
Leo Chu. Let's move on. DC United. So all in a 1-week span, by the way. I love this. DC United parted ways with manager Troy Lesesne, and also assistant coach Zach Prince left the club. It was announced that academy director Kevin Flanagan was going to take over as interim manager. Won't need him. But just to quickly kind of tie the loop.
They had to announce that so they didn't make it look like they hired someone before they fired someone.
I mean, they pretty much made it seem like that anyway, but the Troy Lesesne, he took over DC ahead of the 2024 season. As manager, he was a record of 18 wins, 17 draws, 25 losses, and 60 games managed for DC. I feel bad for Troy Lesesne. Very much he seemed like he had a lot of ideas. I personally like him.
I mean, I think Rene Weiler is going to be going down the same road here. I don't think DC supports their team or their coaches well enough to have a long stretch of success.
You nailed it. I was going to say I blame the front office.
I'm sorry. I also like Troy Lesesne. I think he has, you're saying, we've seen him do good things. I feel like DC outperformed last season. Overperformed. I don't know. And so, maybe Rene Weiler can be better, but more than likely, we're going to be having another conversation in a year or two going, well, DC didn't really give him anything to work with.
Well, Jason did spoil it. DC also in the last week.
I honestly thought you said it. My bad.
That's all good. Really not that exciting. It's fine. They hired their next manager in Rene Weiler. The 51-year-old Swiss manager last served as sporting director of Servette FC in Switzerland. He before his role as sporting director, he was also the manager of Servette FC, but he has coached the likes of the Kashima Antlers, Al Ali SC, FC Luzern, Anderlecht, Nuremberg.
Anderlecht, damn.
Yeah. I mean, even Al Ali, that's a
Right, yeah, that was the other one that kind of stuck out.
like he's coached some pretty significant clubs in his career.
I mean, it is a little crazy that he's had 10 jobs. Like, this is what, his 11th coaching job? That's kind of a lot for a coach.
This is his 11th club job.
Wait, I'm going to look it up. Like, that's like every 2 years he's getting fired.
238 career wins, 95 career draws, and 129 career losses, and 462 games managed, which honestly, pretty damn good managerial record.
His managerial career on Wikipedia is crazy.
Yeah, it bounces around. Oh, he was like an interim and a youth coach for a while.
Yeah, it's like 01, 02, 02, 04, 04, 07.
Yeah, he's bounced around.
I want to see. Yeah, he basically manages these teams for a year and then moves on.
I mean, maybe that's the plan. I don't know. But he's won trophies as a manager. He's won the Belgian first.
Whether that's the plan or not, I'm betting on that.
He's won the Belgian First Division, Egyptian First Division, Swiss Second Division, Swiss Cup, Belgian Super Cup, and the Egyptian Super Cup. He was also named the Manager of the Year in Belgium when he was managing Anderlecht. Yeah, it's not a typical profile that you see coming in, especially the sporting director to head coach move.
I mean, if this was a team that I thought would invest in their team, I would probably be pretty excited. Like, I think the profile of coach is interesting. Someone who's won a lot. He's coached a lot of different leagues and a lot of different people and players and
has had success in many different
places. Yeah, I think the profile is really interesting. I just simply don't think DC does enough to support their coaches to make it good.
That's fair.
If it was like any other team, though, maybe not any other team, but probably 95% of the teams, I would maybe be a little bit more excited.
Most other teams. Even if it was an opportunity where, like, they didn't just hire a sporting director like a season ago, I would have been like, okay, maybe this is a move, bring him in to, like, help stabilize the club for a year or two and then move him into, like, a front office type role. And maybe it is, right? Maybe
I mean, he knows his way around. Like that's for sure. He knows his way around a soccer club.
I think I read something like he brought Servette he brought Servette their like first trophy with like the Swiss Cup in like 40 years, and then immediately stepped down after that season as manager and moved to the sporting director role. It was something like that.
Does he just get bored in these roles?
Maybe he's like, I'm too fucking good.
He's like, DC just wins the league next year and then he's gone.
Like, he's coached in Japan, Egypt, Switzerland, Belgium. Like, he's coached everywhere. So look, maybe it could work. I don't fucking know. Maybe he's a tactical genius.
Again, he probably is a good coach. Like, the profile is one of the more interesting profiles of a coach coming into MLS. I just don't think DC is I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference.
Unless
I think Troy Lesesne was a good coach.
I was gonna say, unless he's the next like Wilfred Nancy and he just gets the most out of these. But
Columbus is also really good players, like MVP caliber players on their team. I'm not to take anything from Nancy, but like, if he's the next Wilfred Nancy, he's also going to have to make a bunch of signings.
Yeah, and I mean, he's probably not long for this league if he is the next Wilfred Nancy anyway. But all right, last two pieces of MLS notes to talk about. LAFC center back Aaron Long is out for the 2025 season with a torn Achilles. Kind of a shame. Aaron Long is one of the best center backs in the league, like, for a while, but this season,
almost a decade, right?
This season especially, I think Aaron Long has been very good. He's had a nice rotation of center back partners with him over the last few years, so it's going to be weird to see LAFC not have him probably on the back line.
I mean, it's definitely a loss.
They have a bunch of other center backs on the roster, so it's like depth-wise they have it, but it's a dude who's been a defender of the year in this league. He's a veteran.
It's also just kind of sad. Like, I looked it up. He's 32.
Yeah.
He's going to miss the rest of this season, probably half of next season.
33. Yeah, you're pushing on to the end of it, and it's sad.
Which is like, I have good memories of Aaron Long. I feel like a lot of people maybe have mixed opinions on him, but like as an MLS fan, he's always been like one of those defenders that, like him and Walker Zimmerman, I just think of when I think of MLS defenders. Who else was he with for so long in New York?
Tim Parker.
Okay, I was like, it was definitely not Tim. Yeah, Tim Parker. Like Tim Parker and Aaron Long's duo was so good.
Yeah, look, as a guy who does not like Red Bull players, it is very nice to watch Aaron Long play on another team and have some, because Aaron Long was a very good player with the Red Bulls, has been a very good player with LAFC. And he's one of those fun stories, right, where he was like in the Seattle Sounders system, like he got like cut from the academy or something like that. Like he's a fun story that just has worked his way into his career that he has had, and it's going to be a shame not to see him play for the next 12, 18.
Let's hope he comes back in good shape, strong.
Exactly. And not to keep with the negative news, but Atlanta United CEO Garth Lagerwey, a guy that we've talked very positively about and are a fan of on this podcast, has been diagnosed with cancer and is going to be taking a pause away from his duties with the club to treat it. Nothing that we can say except hope the treatment is quick, effective.
This is horrible.
He's back in MLS.
Cancer sucks. I hope the best for him. Obviously, we love him as a team builder, right? Like his career is amazing. So get well soon and get Atlanta back, I guess.
Exactly. That is a good piece to leave it at there. Talked a lot longer than I thought, Jason. I'm gonna be honest. Talked a lot longer than I thought. Let's look at some games from last night's midweek action. You don't have to go super crazy in depth, but give me a game that stood out to you. We'll run through it kind of quick.
Let's just start with the Miami-Cincinnati game. Like, that's the easy one.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this game and what I wanted to say about it, like, in my drive today, thinking, like, this isn't that, like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal, especially because, like, Miami is coming off of, 5 straight wins or something, and Messi scoring, like, 1,000 goals. So, from a Miami's perspective, with their signing and with this current stretch of form outside of this game, I'm not that concerned. I do think from a Cincinnati perspective, though, they're starting to really, like, click. Evander, Denke, like, this team is strong. I think we knew they were strong.
Yeah.
The whole, like, I like a lot of their players, even though they have a decent amount of injuries. Like, they're managing them better. Maybe because the top end talent is just higher. Like, you now have, Lucho was so good, but you bring in Evander who kind of just seamlessly fit perfectly, and then you bring in. And I think the X factor is Kevin Denke, who's just been so good. Like, I did see he got added to the All-Star game, which thankfully, because that was just insane.
I love how he gets added to the All-Star game. He missed this game with Miami due to injury. But, just add him to the All-Star game.
Yeah. Well, Sam Surridge also got added, which is
deserved.
We're not talking about the All-Star game, but my thing is, like, I think Cincinnati's, they're now only 1 point lower than Philly. They're going to be fighting for Supporter Shield.
Yeah.
They already are, but, like, this is definitely sustainable, and I think some other teams are starting to tail off a little bit. Sadly. I think some other teams are probably getting more competitive, like maybe Minnesota. Nashville still looks good, so.
Yeah, even Miami, they're like they still have a few games in hand to play because they missed so many.
They have 3. Yeah, they have 3 games. So technically, if they win those 3, they are the leaders.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I think they're in first if they win all 3. But to the point of Cincinnati, they're a team that I think is going to be there for the Supporter Shield race, top of the Eastern Conference for the rest of the season. Evander with the brace last night against Miami, like, he showed up when he had to. No Denke, no Obi Nobuodo. Okay, Evander's like, I got this, and that's what you need from an MVP star type player, and that's what he is. He's now up to 15 goals and 7 assists in 21 games on this MLS season. Like, Evander's putting up another MVP type season, and that is exactly what I'm sure the Cincinnati coaching staff and front office was aiming for when they got rid of Lucho, and then we're bringing Evander.
Yeah, how it's just ridiculous. Like, how lucky.
Yeah, but they can't bring in 16 DPs. I'm not over it.
I mean, Lucho wanted out, okay, and technically so did Evander. That was like the perfect storm of weirdly unhappy players.
I mean, it literally was. That was a very fun 3 teams to watch.
It was like the perfect timing of players who wanted out at the same time, who were all really, really good.
It works. It works. But the only thing I honestly wanted to say outside of Evander deserves all the love. Roman Celentano was great in this game as well. But after Cincinnati completely collapsed in Hell is Real on the weekend, that was a major collapse against Columbus.
Well, yeah, and then this could have been a really bad.
Yeah, you come out, you
smack basically your 2 biggest. Well, with Philly, you're 2 of your biggest rivals in the.
Yeah, teams that you're competing with at the Supporter Shield level, like you smack Miami in the mouth, and and that's the kind of performance you need. And from a Miami perspective, I mean, they've won 3 straight games since exiting the Club World Cup. This eventually, it's the games and the minutes are going to eat up and add up, and that's what happens. I don't think Miami's out of the Supporter Shield race. I don't think Miami's a bad team. I still think Miami's probably...
Yeah, they're fine. They're going to be in the Supporter Shield race, everybody. They have the best player in the world.
Exactly. All right, give me... you gave me that. That was an easy one. You give me another one.
I mean, the other one would probably be... Oh, there's some good ones, honestly. I think Nashville... Let's talk about Nashville for a moment, just because, this is a huge win for them. They're fighting directly with, so this is another direct fight with your in the standings 1 spot away with Columbus, and to just go out there and win 3-0 is huge. My tab is taking forever to load, but I just think Nashville figured it out, and I think at least I was sort of at times concerned about Nashville and what their plans were long term and where they were going and what they wanted, but I don't know what clicked for them, man. I really don't. But Sam Surge is now scoring like crazy. He's now 18 goals on the year or something, 19.
Sorry, I was counting really quick. He has 17 goals on the MLS season. He's the Supporter Shield. He's the Golden Boot leader at this point. 17.
In the league.
Yeah, in the league.
Yeah. So he scores again this weekend or this Wednesday.
Got you.
Yeah. This match day. Mukhtar is still really good. This team's that was almost not a must win because of where they are. They're in this tier of teams that likely is going to stay that top 5 in some order. But that's a huge win for them to go up 3 points on Columbus on same games played.
Yeah.
And also just shout out both Philly and Nashville for their goal differential, because it's pretty amazing for the conference. It's way higher than honestly everyone else in the conference.
To me right now, Nashville is, I think I'm trying to think. I posted the power rankings, my power rankings, the MLS Aces power rankings after last night's action. I have them in the top 5 in Major League Soccer, and maybe that's even light, but I think this loss kind of really hurts Columbus and kind of propels Nashville into that Philly, Cincy, Nashville, Miami being the top of the MLS kind of leaderboards almost like the top the top dogs in the chain, right? Food chain, whatever it may be.
Top of the food chain for sure.
Thank you.
I mean, major props to BJ Callahan too. The team still is defensively sound, very, very strong defensively. They're staying within, in the lower portions of goals against. Actually, they're in the Eastern Conference. I think they're just quick look tied for second.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, basically, third, maybe. I don't know. In the top 3 in terms of goals allowed, and they're up there in goals for. So they're in the top 3 in goals for, top 4. So
the thing that I was counting before about Nashville, I probably should have counted before the podcast. Sorry, folks. Is they have one, and this includes U.S. Open Cup games. They have 1 loss in their last 17 games. 1 loss, and that 1 loss was this past weekend 2-1 to Miami.
MLS form chart coming in handy.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible.
I love that thing. It's so cool. Although that one time that I was Seattle has, or was it Seattle? I was hasn't lost in 4 months. And I was like, oh, except for that one game.
Yeah, that's why I said 1 loss in 17 games. But look, this Nashville team figuring out, I do think defensively, like it's incredible because I think Walker Zimmerman was out injured for so many weeks. Mm-hmm. It was just almost like slipping in Palacios next to Jack Mayer, and it's worked out. Now you have Walker Zimmerman, again, an Aaron Long-esque type center back defender in this league. You have him in front of Joe Willis. Andy Nahar has been, without a doubt, the best right back in Major League Soccer, easy this season. Patrick Yazbak and Eddie Tagseth. That's a fun midfield combo. If you just watch a Nashville game, like when a midfielder, like, and not even like a star 10, like when a midfielder stands out to you, like that's how you know they're a fun player. And Yazbek and Tagseth more to me, fun players. You said it, Sam Sturridge leading the Golden Boot. Hani Mukhtar, I think, is back in the, I'm not saying he's the top of the conversation, but I think he's back in the MVP conversation this year. I think Nashville are fun. I was expecting a closer game. I was expecting Columbus to show up. Columbus didn't, and Nashville took advantage. And by the way, their new kits, so much fun because their shorts just look like jorts, and it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, so, the jorts are great. We love it.
Jorts, best. They might have won me over, at least with all these new kits that dropped not too long ago. But
I'm really just waiting for the Fire to get a third kit. Come on, MLS. I know we've been bad, but come on, please. We're a big market.
I mean, I think you guys still aren't in the playoff picture right now.
No. All right. So, I mean, dude.
Sorry. I apologize. Don't give up a 90th minute goal to Will Riley.
We're on the edge. Okay. We're moving on. We're not talking about the Fire game this weekend.
We just talked about Atlanta, Chicago. Boom, that's what happened. Chicago should have won on the road, and
yeah, Chicago took a lead, let it go. Took a lead, let it go. That was the whole game. Good. Yeah, love it. Hate it. No.
Let me roll into a game that I want to quickly mention, and I'm gonna bring up Red Bulls Revolution because this game was just fun. Like I love when this is just pure MLS chaos madness in a game where Leo Campagna has a brace for the Revolution, and the Revs were up on a 2-0 whatever scoreline. The Red Bulls win 5-3. Like that is the pure madness of this game. Choupo-Moting with the brace, Emil Forsberg with the brace, also with an assist. It was just pure MLS. There was no real great
chaos.
No real great defending. Goalkeeper play was below average in this one. But you saw Leo Campagna, Carlos Hill, Emil Forsberg, Choupo-Moting. Like you saw them shine and just have a free-for-all, and that is what you want from MLS Wednesday midweek action. Like that is what you need. That is the shot of adrenaline in your arm, and that's what it did to me last night. So thank you, Red Bulls Revolution, for that game. That's all I want to say about that one.
I have one more.
Yeah.
And you're going to be happy about it.
Okay.
Because I think we needed to talk about New York City getting the win over Orlando. Who's directly ahead of them by 1 point in the standings, but you guys have a game in hand.
Yep.
New York, you're with the signings that we've talked about today, like quietly best of the rest.
We are the best worst team in Major League Soccer. Thank you.
Okay, no, that is not what I said. You made it sound worse. You're like probably 6 in the East, which is really good considering the top 5 are stacked at the moment.
Considering, I would say the top 4 or 5 teams in the East are lethal. So yeah, we are the best non-lethal team in the Eastern Conference.
You're the teams will avoid late season. We'll try to avoid late season in the playoffs.
That's what we were last year, baby. Woo! That's it. I'll take it. We beat Cincy last year doing that. Look, Orlando City collapsed in a way last night that I don't think
2 goals in the 87th minute on.
Look, when it's any MLS match day, I have the New York City game New York City game on my TV, and I have MLS, the wrap up, kick around, whatever on my phone so I can keep track of what's going on.
See every goal, whatever.
This game, like New York City, like they were in it. And again, I said it to start this episode, like creativity is just absolute zero at this point with New York City. They were in it. And then it was a really ugly late defending on a corner kick from Orlando City, which them and set pieces not been the best in 2025. So we took advantage. Own goal, great. It's 1-1. And then Alonso Martinez, just complete counterattack on Orlando City pushing down the field. I don't know what Rodrigo Schlegel was doing. Alonso Martinez proved why he's a very good striker in this league. And I always think he's older than what he is. Alonso Martinez is only 26, now has 9 goals on the year. That's my guy. But this game was just pure New York City fought until the end. They took advantage of Orlando turning off completely.
They never let up, got their goals.
6 saves. That's big. That's goalkeeper number 1 right for the U.S. right there right now. And I mean, look, I'll take.
Actually, I think you said he's not.
No, I said.
You said he's not. No, you straight up said he's not.
Fair. I did say that. So yeah, Jason, you know what? Give me a DP10 and let's see how we do.
That's what I'm saying. The signings plus these results, you're quietly like one of the better teams in the conference.
Also, I'm hearing some rumblings of the new center back coming into the team.
And there's a big drop off in the Eastern Conference. Like it gets pretty grim after like Charlotte's in the playoffs, and we know how we feel about them now.
I mean, didn't you guys like just lose to them like a game or two ago?
I let you talk about your team, and you're just bringing up Chicago losses. What is going on?
I do have one.
No, you just lost to them.
I know we did. I have one final thing I would like to say on this episode in terms of midweek action. Mirto Azuni, after the obviously news of Brendan
Vasquez.
Thank you. Name just went out my head for a second.
Brandon. I was like, why are you having trouble? It's so unique.
His season-ending injury. Mirto Azuni got the role of striker in Austin's midweek game against Galaxy out in LA. Obviously, it has not been the season that I think many expected for, I think, at the time, the club record signing. He was able to pick up a goal and an assist in Austin's 2-1 win over the Galaxy. He now has 2 goals and 2 assists on the season. I'm not saying, oh my God, this is absolutely insane, but maybe a little confidence boost. Maybe.
I mean, what I'd say is it hasn't hurt them as much as it maybe could have, right? Like they're sitting in 8th right now, but they have 2 games in hand over Colorado on the same amount of points. I kind of feel good about them maybe having a strong push, maybe figuring some things out towards the end of the season. Do I think they're like contenders? Probably not. No.
I think a lot of it falls on the shoulders of Azuni, though, right? Because
is there any like Western Conference team though that you're like super confident in? Because I feel like outside of like Vancouver, obviously was that team until recently. The East has like clear tiers. I feel like the West right now is sort of wide open.
That's a tough question. Is there a team?
Minnesota maybe is the scariest. Seattle, LAFC.
If I had to say who I think the best team right now in the Western Conference is, I think it's Minnesota.
I would agree, yeah.
And I'm even saying that, obviously, with their 1-0 loss midweek. It was on a PK, midweek, whatever it may be. I think Minnesota right now has the best combination of...
Like, I would be the most confident today picking Minnesota to win the conference.
Yeah, because I think they have Taniolo.
Seattle, I would also probably put in that conversation, but
do I feel better?
Also coming off not a great game, right?
I don't know if I feel great. Seattle compared to San Diego, Vancouver, LAFC right now, I don't know if I'm picking Seattle out of those 4.
I'm not sold on San Diego, which is crazy, maybe, but
I'm not sold on San Diego. But I think they have proven it the most so far during the MLS year.
My point, I guess, what I was making with Austin is like
they could.
It's hard to find the best team in the Western Conference right now. So if they have like a really strong finish, they're going to find themselves probably with a home playoff game.
And I'm just saying that my Austin piece is I feel like they would probably obviously prefer Brandon Vasquez in the match day squad and not having a guy who was your team's leading goal scorer this year.
Who's been around the league for years.
Yeah, it's gonna sting. All right, I think that's pretty good on the midweek soccer talk. Jason, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, we can get to the game of the week, which is
Give me your-
honestly like I was writing these down and I wasn't thrilled with a lot of them. I will say it. I'll say it.
There's one that one or two that stand out to me, but I want to hear your
I
piece.
mean, I think I'll do El Trafico just because it always seems to live up to the hype, even with the Galaxy being the Galaxy right now. I just assume this game is going to have goals and be exciting. But, I honestly said the wrong one anyways. Like, the other one right before it is better.
The one right before it.
Portland versus Minnesota is probably the game of the week.
Bro, Portland, you know what? We didn't talk about them to start this year. And
we barely have talked to them at all, but I'm afraid to
feel
because you're
bad
just going to start calling me out.
I don't feel bad about it anymore. Portland, you've kind of fallen off. You lost to St. Louis. You lost to RSL. You got shut out by Toronto. You only beat the Revs 2-1. Like, I'm sorry, Portland. Like,
this is my reasoning of the Western Conference is really weird right now. Like would you put any Western Conference team today above the top 5 in the East?
No. Maybe, and again, the conversation goes back to maybe Minnesota, but that's a big maybe.
But then maybe they're 5th.
Minnesota might be.
Like the East is stacked right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in the East, where I feel like the West, there's a lacking of talent. I don't know. I wouldn't pick Portland, Minnesota. When you said there was a better game, to me, the better game is San Diego, Vancouver.
Okay.
That's one game.
I honestly didn't even. I typed these in, and I don't think I registered in my brain.
You were just reading city names and typing.
I was trying to figure out. I was like, San Diego versus Vancouver, 2 cities.
yeah, that's it. No, but look, 2 teams, top 3 in the Western Conference, right? Top 2 in the Western Conference, if I'm not
top 2, yes.
Yeah, top 1 and 2 in the West for what it is.
It's a big game for points. Huge game.
And Vancouver, has a game in hand too. So I think this could be Vancouver's big push to.
They need to get back on track. There was the tournament loss that seems to always derail MLS team seasons, like LAFC that one year. I don't really get it. Maybe they just invest so much into trying that game that they don't get food poisoning and it's hard to recover.
Here's when they won MLS Cup and then missed the playoffs.
But yeah, I think this is a good game for them to get right. But I will say probably El Trafico, just from the pure chaos that seems to happen.
It's not every single week where I'm going to say the 2 Western Conference games are probably better than most Eastern Conference games. But
after we talked about the East, like talent-wise, is way better. There's a lot of uneven games. I'm sure they're going to be good games, but
yeah.
Maybe Rebels Miami.
Rebels Miami is probably the best one.
New England Orlando has the makings for some goals.
I think,
I'm not excited at all about Columbus versus DC. Montreal versus Chicago, I'm terrified we're going to lose that game and you're going to yell at me.
Dallas, St. Louis is going to be.
Atlanta versus Charlotte feels like the game of underachievers.
Yeah. Look, we can name every single. You know what? Seattle, San Jose. I think that could be fun. That could be like a 4-4 game, kind of like what Seattle just did midweek. But that's it. Enjoy MLS, folks, this weekend. Jason, I'm gonna go give him a mental break from thinking about anything. I'm gonna go get this edited and up right away, and we will talk to you guys next week. Enjoy MLS. Enjoy the All-Star game. That's my game of the week, since we're not going to talk until next week, Jason. All-Star.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I probably won't get super hyped for it, but I'll watch it. It happens. But that's it.
Game. I'll get excited. I'll watch I'll throw it on. The skills stuff are fun always.
Yeah, that's the.
Seems like it's just a big party on the field. So one day we're gonna be there.
I mean, yes, one day, right? That's the new running joke. Is one day we'll be at the All-Star game.
Yeah, it's like the friend of the pod thing. MLS love us. Buy us tickets.
I love how, just really quick, MLS All-Star Games Wednesday. Then there's a full-on match day Friday and Saturday. They're like, fuck your All-Stars. Play a game 3 days later.
This is going to be the worst game.
Yeah, and it's going to be like, look, if I'm a coach, I'm like, I'm not playing you this match day because you have to go play in this All-Star game. So sorry about it. Like, I don't want to have you tear an ACL because
you were prancing around versus Liga MX.
Literally. All right, that's it, folks. Thank you. See you next week.
See ya.